I'm joined here by Paul Gannon, who is Treasurer of the Inagh-Kilnamona Hurling Club. Paul, thanks for stopping by and talking to me here. It's a week out from the county final. Paul, you've had many roles with the club since the club was formed back in 2007, from secretary to treasurer. I don't know how many, and I think you've about 100 more roles to play as well. It's a big ask for people, especially the year that's in it, with just coming out of COVID and that, and it's a huge commitment.
It is a huge commitment, but we're very fortunate in the club. We have an excellent structure. We've excellent setup. Between Joe as the top man, as chairman, Lorraine as secretary, David as PRO. You have the executive, maybe 14 or 15 working behind that. We have our lot of committees. We have our field developments. There's a lot of different committees, a lot of different people, and they're all willing to put the shoulder to the wheel. And look, everyone is a cloud nine now, looking forward to the minor and looking forward to the senior in the final weekend.
Yeah, the match will be won on the day if it's to be won. Well, the county final isn't just won on a day, it's a huge commitment, huge amount of work from everybody. And I suppose the facilities, the work you started with Inagh, you're going to move on to Kilnamona, but the AstroTurf up there, the pitch, what you did with the pitch was in very poor condition, especially the latter part of the year. You've drained all that, you've done the dressing rooms, and you put in a gym. And in a very short space of time, that's a huge commitment. And
huge I suppose we started out where we bought the two bits of land in Kilnamona maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and Joe had put a development committee together. I think we're just shy of €500,000 spent in the last probably 4 or 5 years, and I think we have 400,000 of that paid for through grants, through fundraising, and through 1,000 other activities. And look, if you're going to have a big club, which we have, we have huge numbers, both boys and girls, you have to have the facilities to match. You just have to. So there's been tremendous work on it in the last couple of years. COVID, obviously, maybe in the last year or two has slowed us down a small bit, but we are very, very hopeful that come the new year, there's a sports capital grant coming now in a couple of weeks. Hopefully we'll get good news there, and we're hopeful that we'll be able to start our project in Kilnamona early in 2022 with a small bit of luck.
Fantastic, that's great news indeed. And I suppose looking at the match, right through the year, first game out against our big local derby game against our great neighbours Kilmaley, and I think the foundation was set there, like, and how this team has played. That was, with Kilmaley always going to be a close battle, but one we saw out.
Yeah, one we saw out, and it was a great start to, we were in a particularly difficult group at the start of the year, and there's no question about that. There was five outstanding teams in it, and to come out of that group undefeated, 3 wins and a draw was tremendous results. Dug out a lot of I think all 4 games were very, very close, as was the Cratloe and Aero game, and great sign of a team to come out the right side of those close results, So delighted with the lads so far, and hopefully there's one more big day in us.
Yeah. You were manager of this team yourself a few years, going back a few years. People like Fergal Haggerty was involved there as manager as well. And all this has it isn't just down to this year, like it has all accumulated in getting a team and getting the spirit and getting to where we are, I suppose, next Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is our 13th or 14th season at it, and we've had great people involved with the teams going all the way back to the very beginning, and we've got close a couple of times. You had a couple of semi-finals lost, but there's no question Eugene and his management team this year, they have tremendous work done with him. We've fantastic young hurlers coming through. And I think we probably have 40, somewhere in the region of 40 coaches working from under 7s all the way up to under 21. And we're fortunate we're producing hurlers every year, and there's new lads coming onto the team each year, and long may that continue.
Yeah, that's a huge body of work, and there's great credit due to our secretary Lorraine Gannon. She has to be mentioned as well. It must be a full-time job looking after that amount of people. There's so much stuff now with COVID and everything.
It is definitely. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that nobody sees, especially from the chairman and the secretary. The amount of work that's done, nobody ever sees it, nobody ever hears about it, but it's done, and it keeps us on track. And that's, there are voluntary positions, which has to be remembered, but there's 15 or 20 hours that go into that every single week, and hopefully all that will come to fruition now in the next 2 Sundays.
Yeah, what drives the man to come home from work and even throw on his tracksuit and head off to another underage game or a senior game or a training session or a meeting? There's, the lads were telling me there earlier on that when the training is over, then there's a whole other couple of hours work to be done.
Oh, there is. But sure, look, everybody has hobbies, and look, I suppose for myself, the GA is my probably only main hobby, and I often joke at work when I finish at 5 that I have a day's work to go and do now, and that's the way it is. If you want to be involved, it's voluntary. If you're going to be involved, you give your time, you don't expect anything back. That's just the way it is. You're in it because you love it, and all before you loved it, and whatever comes after us, I'm sure we'll keep the show going.
Yeah, the history of the club, your own great-grandfather, I think, was it that played in the 1908 team and won a county championship.
Correct, that's many years ago, and wouldn't it be great if, touch wood, all things going well, that we had to come home in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, so really the club is all about family, it's all about connections, it's all about neighbours, it's all about friends. There's so much more to the GAA than just we see Croke Park or whatever, like.
Correct.
It comes right down to just neighbours even, like.
Yeah, the GAA is massive in our community. The girls have their 4 championships won in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
They've set the standard very high. They're running an incredible club there as well, and hopefully come Sunday week the boys will have the first one on the board.
Yeah. As treasurer, you're very busy man with it takes a huge amount of money now, and huge amount.
Yeah, it's a big operation every year, but like I say, we've great people working with us, between the lotto, between all the different fundraisings that we do, and we've had a busy week, and we'll have a busy week next week. But look, hopefully it'll all be worthwhile at the end.
Yeah, and just to mention, I suppose I maybe shouldn't mention anyone, but the Ramblers Rest and the Good House have been very good. And there's other people as well who have...
Yeah, Clear Road Tires are the club's main sponsor, and they have been incredible since day one. And
absolutely, yeah.
We did the chase there, was it 2 years ago? We got 150 people to contribute money to that. John and Marina have been incredible, helping us out, but there's just so many more. It's probably wrong to mention a few, but there are just so many, and there's an awful lot of people who've come forward the last week or two, and we will be doing something for those after the final, when we have a bit more time. We'll be acknowledging everybody that has contributed anything so far, or that will contribute anything in the next week or so. It's a huge operation every year financially to be able to feed all these teams, but when the community is asked, they're never found wanting. So hopefully we'll have a great maybe 8 days now going forward.
Yeah. You're an accountant by trade. I suppose to be a bad week to go to, with tax returns and that. I suppose you'll be totally focused this week.
The tax deadline now is Wednesday week, I think it is. So work is incredibly busy, and I think the day starts about 7 and it finishes about 12. But look, what else would you rather be at?
I don't think you'd have it any other way, Paul.
No other way, no, definitely not.
On behalf of myself and all the whole parish of Inagh and Kilnamona, we're extremely proud of what you've achieved, and we're sincerely glad that we have people like yourself and Joe and Lorraine and the rest of the lads, and David and all those lads who do for fantastic work, and it's because of you we're in the county final.
Look, thanks very much, and sure, look, the best luck to the two teams, and hopefully things will go our way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, man.